Well, it was fun. Really proud of the players. I think, Mike, they gave about all the effort they possibly could. We played physical football, knocked a few people down, and it was a lot of fun. And I couldn't have thought of a better way to end it than tonight.
What do you think your fellow coaches may have thought about tonight's performance in terms of possibly awarding you the national championship?
Well, I don't know. I'm so close to it, Mike. It's hard for me to say. I've not been a very good lobbyer. I don't really believe in it. I just want the voters to figure out who they would favor over every other team in the country if they played, and whoever that is, Michigan, Nebraska, whatever. I hope they vote there, not based on some sentimental thing, but what they really believe, and we can live with that. If people vote with their heart and their mind, we're going to accept whatever they say.
You've had so many great teams during your illustrious career, and each team has a special chemistry and is almost like a child in your family, each one of them different. What about this 1997 edition of Cornhuskers?
Well, a great focus, great heart. They knew when we walked off this field last year they wanted to come back here. It was a major goal, and it wasn't just talk, it was total commitment. They worked at it in the off season, throughout the summer, and we're not here by accident. It wasn't anything I did. The players themselves decided this is what they wanted. They wanted to go for the national championship, and they did all they could to get here.
At the same time, you have to be mighty gratified that they were able to take care of business, focus on this game, and still at the same time send you off with a wonderful present.
Well, like I told them, I said, let's win this thing, not for me or anybody in particular. Let's win it for us, because we're all in this thing together, the assistant coaches, the fans, and the players, and we have a lot of chemistry going right now, and I just hope it continues for Frank Solich next year and the year after that, and that these guys come back and do it again.
Well, on behalf of all of us who cover college football, Coach, congratulations, and we're going to miss you.
Thanks, Mike.
Chris, Coach Tom Osborne.
Mike, thank you. Classy, understated to the end. He finishes up with a record of 255, 49-3. His second 13-0 season. Keep in mind, a 13-0 team has never gone unrewarded with a national championship. Some other numbers. The magic number, 23. That's how many coaches would have to change their vote from Michigan to Nebraska to give the Cornhuskers a share of the national championship. We believe the AP poll is going to go in a landslide to Michigan. What about it? How will it go?
Well, Chris, over the last couple of weeks, I've been talking quite a bit about the Michigan Wolverines in both polls. But I'll tell you what, after seeing Nebraska up close and in person, you go back to early in the year when the Missouri almost knocked off Nebraska, Michigan jumped them. I think you're going to find that in the coaches' poll, Nebraska will go over Michigan. We'll have a split poll with two national champions.
Okay, I've been saying that to you for a while, right? And okay, this is why I say that. Let's take the team, we don't care what it is, but let's take the team as Nebraska, and let's say they do this. They win 13 straight games. They beat their opponents by an average of 30 points. The best football in this country is played in the SEC, right? And they just beat the #1 team in the SEC by 25 points, the #3 team in the nation. Now, if you do all those things, shouldn't you get a piece of the title?
It's a crazy sport, Lee. Of course, each team should get a piece. That's only justice. Las Vegas sports consultants would make Nebraska a 7-point favorite. It has nothing to do with the polls.
Yes, sir.
We just give it to you for information. Back to Sports Center.
Don't mean to butt in the head of the players. They're the guys that did it. I just kind of stood there, but very proud of our team. I thought that, starting last January, this was one of the most focused group of players I've ever been around. They knew exactly where they wanted to be this January 2nd, and the reason we were here was not by accident. Some of the guys here, a lot of the guys in that locker room, made a commitment to get here. They worked very hard in the off season, and they worked very hard this fall. So they've done all they can. We can't do any more than win 13, and very proud of them, and we'll just let the chips fall where they may as far as the rest of it goes. Great way to end 25 enjoyable years. Been a few bumps along the road, but can't think of a better way to go out. And I just hope for the guys coming back next year that they keep the program rolling, and that Frank Solich has every opportunity that I've had. He has a great staff, great tradition, great fans, and so a lot of things working for us right now at Nebraska, and I'm glad that can continue. Again, I don't have much more to say. I really care about these guys. really am grateful for the kind of people they are, the kind of effort they've given us, and the kind of relationship that I've had with them. And the one thing that will be very difficult in leaving coaching will be the relationships. The winning's nice, the rings and all that, they're okay, but the relationships will never be replaced, and the memories will never be replaced of the people I've worked with, the people I've known, and the things that we've done together. So it's been a lot of fun. Anything else you want to?
What did you do to blow the game open in the second half?
Well, we didn't do anything special. We kept doing things we've been doing. We saw a few things as the second quarter unraveled. I think early in the game, Tennessee did a great job. They really crowded the line of scrimmage. They took some of the things away from us. We hit 3 or 4 passes. Scott threw the ball exceptionally well, made some great throws, and that kind of got them off our backs. And then we began to get a few things working. And I guess the style of offense we play, it's a little bit of a shell game. You know, they take one thing away, we go to another thing, and pretty soon I think we just got them off balance, and then we wore them down a little bit. And it's a physical style of football. It's just knocking people down, and eventually that takes a toll. And I think as the game went along, it looked like that became a real factor in the ball game. Anything else, Paul? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm very aware of it. You know, this has been a very difficult week. I would have much preferred to have gone away in the spring. I think an ideal scenario for me would have been to go through recruiting, go through spring ball, and then disappear in May. And but you know, the attention has been nice, but it's something I'd really rather not have. And it's been difficult to keep everybody focused on the game. But I think the players did a great job of that. I didn't think it was fair to the recruits if I recruited a bunch of players and then knowing I was going to leave, and so I didn't want to do that. But anyway, I'll let you talk to these guys. They played, they did it, and really proud of you guys. Great effort on your part. So thanks a lot.
Go ahead and open the floor to questions.
Scott, similar to the kind of game this was, you know, with the guys in the way like you guys in the first half, you had a much more effective game. I mean, passing the ball as you did in the first half, and then when things started to open up in the second half, you were able to throw in a few runs to kind of compliment them on and keep them off balance a little bit.
Well, I think the whole team had to overcome a lot this week. I think, you know, with all the distractions surrounding the Rose Bowl and the disappointment when Michigan won that, and the fact we're playing the third best team in the country tonight, and to be able to overcome that and play that well as a team, we really showed ourselves to be champions tonight.
Scott, when you're standing up on the podium outside, you said something to the voters, and the crowd kind of cheered. We missed it all. Do you remember what you said?
Here's what I said. This is my 30 seconds of fame, so all you guys get this on camera. The AP's pretty much giving it away. I mean, unless barring a miracle, I think the AP's giving it away. It's up to the coaches. And this is the question I have for all the coaches. You know, I'm so proud of this team. I'm so proud of Coach Osborne. I don't want to see him go out without a championship. I basically have 2 points for the coaches. One, if you can look yourself in the mirror and say that if your job depended on playing either Michigan or Nebraska to keep your job, who would you rather play? You watched the Rose Bowl, you watched the Orange Bowl. They won by 5 over the 7th-ranked team in the country with a controversial play at the end. You know, we took apart the 3rd-ranked team in the country. You know, I can't say much else except this. The second point I have is I can't see how any coach outside of the Big Ten or Pac-10 would vote for Michigan. Because if somebody from North Carolina, Florida State, West Virginia, wherever it might be, Notre Dame, coaches from there, if they went undefeated and won the Alliance Bowl game, they would expect a share of the national title. All I'm saying is the national title's been split before. Georgia Tech and Colorado split it. Washington and Miami split it. It's been split. It's okay to split it. It's okay to vote for Nebraska. Like Schembechler said, it's okay to vote for Woodson for the Heisman. You don't have to apologize for voting Nebraska with a share of the national title. It should be split, and it's up to the coaches. How's that?
That was more than 30 seconds.
I didn't think you were timing me. Well, Tennessee has an exceptional defense. I think if you go back and look at it, they're ranked very high in defense in the country, and I think the thing our offense does is wear people down, and they had enough speed to take away our option early in the game, but they were doing it by crowding the line of scrimmage, and I think being able to hit some passes loosened them up, and then when we were able to pound on them a little bit, everything started working.
Hey, I didn't think you were going to ask us any questions. Yeah, you know, every time we were out there on the field, we knew what we were playing for. Coach Osborne, the way I saw him today, I mean, I've never seen him more fired up on the sidelines. When he came over to the defense one time and he got in our faces and he told us what we had to do. And right then, you know, we knew that this man wanted it more than anything. And there was no way that we were going to let him down. And, you know, we just offensively, we just pounded it down their throat. And defensively, you know, we shut them up pretty good. You know, I think we definitely made a pretty good statement for our claim for a national title. If you ask me, I don't even think it should be a split title. I mean, we proved today that we're the best team in the country without a doubt. Don't give it to Michigan because they haven't seen it in 45 years. Give it to us because we're the best team in the country.
30 seconds got it.
Yeah, I know. He got it done in 5.
We could go down the line with this. Would you love an opportunity, say, next Saturday to meet on a field somewhere in the middle of the country to take on Michigan?
16 Deep Hollow Drive, New Jersey. It's my backyard. If you guys want to go there, no problem.
Yeah, the thing is, we got so much pride in this team and Coach Osborne, and you know, I don't know who would win the game if we played it. I think I know, and I think all you guys know. But the thing I'd like to say is who would be favored. You know, I think if we played the game, I'd like to see a line on that game because I think it'd be 7, 10, 14 points. And anytime that it's that way and you vote another way, you got to be crazy.
Scott, do you think you could have been more effective tonight in what you had done as a quarterback?
Could I have been more effective? I missed a block. I missed a block late in the game there. No, I had a good game. I was really disappointed in that play at the end of the first half. I was trying to make a late pitch, and I got my arm hit, and I think that cost us at least a field goal. So, you know, that was a bad thing. And you're not going to go through any game perfect, but the entire team, the defense, offense, everybody played a great game.
What was it like for you to be playing against a guy like Peyton Manning?
I found myself watching the game. You know, he's such a great player. I like to pick things up that he's doing. And as far as I'm concerned, he's the best in the country. He's done so much for college football.
Scott outplayed Peyton Manning. Not even close tonight, without a doubt. Scott was the man out on the field. You know, a lot of people have been giving him a hard time this, you know, last year and a little bit this year. Without a doubt, he proved himself as one of the best quarterbacks in the country, easily tonight.
Scott, do you take any satisfaction in finishing with just 9 yards left in the game?
I take more satisfaction in the fact that JP just said that. You know, these two guys right here, you know, have fought and scratched and everything, and you know that's the other thing. Michigan and Nebraska's defense are not worlds apart. We got coming into the game the 5th-ranked total defense in the country, and you know, and that's if our #1 offense played the entire game, it'd probably be higher than that. You know, they come out of the game because the offense is scoring so many points, and when you have the 5th-ranked defense in the country and the 1st-ranked offense in the country, you're going to be hard to beat. And Michigan, obviously, there's been a lot made that they have #1 defense in the country, but they've never seen an offense like ours. And where's their offense ranked?
Scott, how are you going to remember your career in Nebraska, regardless of what happens with the national championship?
I'd say seeing Coach Osborne go out like this is the best thing that could have happened to any of us, I think. And I think these guys would agree with that.
Last question.
Grant?
Oh, I'm in here. Hey, I'm the one who graduated, all right? Scott and I
Roughly
3.5.
Well, let's look at the math. Michigan's both teams were 0-7 they played against. Ours were finished out 2-2. We beat the snot out of the #2 team in the country, Washington. Beat the snot out of Tennessee tonight. Beat the snot out of #7 Kansas State at the time. I mean, everybody watched us destroy Texas A&M last weekend. They were number 20 at the time. Like Scott was saying, if there was a line on the game, who do you guys think would be figured to win? You know?
we're the #1 team in the country, and if anybody looks at strength of schedule, whatever, we beat some of the toughest teams in the country this year. If anybody can honestly in their heart find it not right to vote us #1, then that's their problem, because we're the best team in the country. And if you're not going to vote it, you're going to give it to Michigan, like Jason said, because they haven't won it in 45 years, then who cares? We don't want it anyway. But we're the best team in the country. If you want to vote for the best team, vote for us.
I'd like to add to that a little bit. Michigan's big argument for the national title has been that they played the best schedule in the country. Look what happened to the teams that they played in bowl games when they got outside of the Big Ten and played some other people. I'm not taking anything away from Michigan. I think they did a tremendous job. They probably deserve a share of the title, but there's no question we deserve a share of the title.
All right, thanks, guys. We have...
All right, so Scott Frost and company making their case to share at least the national title as they get a convincing win tonight over Tennessee in the Orange Bowl. Highlights of that game coming up, as well as Ryan Leaf makes a decision to leave Washington State. All that and more when the news continues in just a moment. Stay with us.